What's up guys? So today in this video, I want to talk about the 5 tips to have better productivity and personal growth in the year of 2021. I know 2020 has been a hard year for all of us, but here are some tips that will definitely increase the level of self-awareness and personal development you will have in the new year. Number one tip I have for you is to do more and to think less. Especially for overthinkers like me, I tend to get stuck in these thought loops about is this really what I'm supposed to do? How do I know that I'm passionate about this? Do I want to commit to this, or is this something that I actually don't like that much? What I want to say is there's actually 2 parts of the brain that researchers have found. There is the doing part of the brain and there is the thinking part of the brain. So when you're doing things and trying to get things done, you're actually activating a different part of your brain than the thinking and analyzing part of your brain. So what I want to do more for myself is to engage more of the doing part of my brain, because it's easy to get stuck up here and not actually engage with the world and put our ideas out there. And as content creators, it's really important to put your ideas out there so that you can communicate what you think and influence other people at the same time. So the thinking part of your brain is really important for reflecting, journaling, understanding the past. But the doing part of your brain is really important for getting to your goals and shifting your identity of who you want to be. Because your identity can actually be shifted through the little things that we do on a daily basis. For example, if you read the book Atomic Habits by James Clear, he talks a lot about this concept of shifting your identity and putting in 5-minute intervals of doing a task that you want to get done into your day, so that if you put in these little easy steps, you'll start to shift your identity towards who you want to be. For example, if you want to be a runner and you put on your gym shorts every single night before you go to bed, the next morning you go for a 5-minute run, just 5 minutes. You're slowly going to think of yourself as a runner because every day you're showing up, every day you're doing that action. It doesn't even matter how long you're doing it for. What's the most important is that you're engaging in the action and you're putting in that new level of awareness and version of yourself. Because the version of yourself before would have never done that. So you're slowly able to see your progress, and through that, you're able to slowly mold your concept of who you are. So the second personal development habit that I want to develop, and I think will be helpful for you guys as well, is for you to challenge your thoughts and beliefs about who you are and what you can accomplish. Because there's a lot of things that we have acquired and put into our brains that are actually not our own beliefs. A lot of the beliefs can be from our parents, from our teachers, from our school. A lot of these beliefs tell us we can't be a certain person or we can't feel a certain way about ourselves. And when you really come down to analyzing that thought, get really deep and ask yourself why you believe that thought. Is it really true that you can't be a content creator? Is it really true that you don't look good enough? Is it really true that you don't deserve to be loved in a certain way? Is it really true? I think that's one of the most crucial questions to ask and examine with our own thoughts. Life is so much of it is an internal battle, especially if you're an overthinker like me. So really be able to look at each thought on an analytical level is going to be so helpful for people who tend to get stuck in their own thoughts. So the third tip I have is to keep your physical and digital space decluttered. I know that this is not really a great example right here, but I try my best to keep my space uncluttered so that when I'm doing my work, I don't get distracted by the things around me. Unless I'm planning a video or I'm planning my schedule or things like that, I'll put up post-it notes or I'll put post-its here and there on my desk. And I think that's absolutely fine. If we keep our space uncluttered, it protects our energy and protects our mind as well from feeling overwhelmed. And I find that tip usually really helps me get out of my mind as well, is when I'm able to clean up my space. It helps me feel good about being in control of my space and in my life as well, even though it's such a small action. So the fourth mindset tip that I actually feel like is a really big game changer for me and from the things that I've read is that the importance of forgiveness. I always thought that it's important to forgive those people who've done you wrong, but I didn't realize how much resentment I was holding by not really processing the things that have hurt me in the past. And when you really go back and forgive each and every single person who might have upset you or hurt you in the past, you start to feel a lot lighter and you start to feel a lot more gratitude. Because when you're in resentment, you feel like someone owes you something, or you feel like a victim, and that level of mindset really keeps you down and really keeps your energy level down as well. Because we're not ever victims, we're always volunteering thoughts and emotions. And when you decide to choose a thought that, oh, this person did this to me and I really didn't like what they did and they really hurt me in this way, you are volunteering yourself to be a victim. Because you don't have to choose that thought. You can choose a thought that's so much better for you. So what I realize is it's important to forgive because it's the ultimate act of self-love. And it's even more important to forgive yourself because you're able to honor the present moment and you're able to honor your current version of yourself by forgiving the past version of yourself for the things that maybe she didn't know or maybe she wasn't aware of. Because at every single part of our life, we are growing and expanding our knowledge. So we can't expect the younger version of ourselves to be perfect, or even this current version or any version of ourselves to be perfect. We are always learning and evolving and growing, and that's part of the fun in this journey. So instead of expecting yourself to have everything done in the proper way, that is putting so much stress on yourself. Instead, we can look at what we're learning from that mistake you made in the past, or that decision you made in the past. Learning from it and then surrendering it and letting go. So a really good book I recommend for all of you guys is Letting Go by David Hawkins. It's such a good book about how to embrace your own emotions and how to not suppress or express, just able to help you process through it and let it go. So the final tip I have that's super important realization that I have this year is that instead of setting goals like finish an album this year, which is one of my goals I set in May and that I never even accomplished, but what I realized is it's important to actually set this system in place instead of this goal. So my system could have been write a new song every week, or produce a song every week, or even better than that, it could be practice my own songs for 1 hour every day. The more consistent and habitual an action is, the more it's part of my system and more something I'll be getting better and better at. But if I just set this goal of finish an album this year without breaking it down and implementing that into my system, it's gonna get really overwhelming, and I'll probably even hesitate as to why I want to do it, because it feels like I don't even know if that's something I want to do because I've never made an album before. But something that I can control every day is how much I practice, how much I show up doing that thing. So ask yourself, what are the things that you want to show up for and you want to put in the effort for every single day, and that you can see yourself doing for a long period of time. Everything that we're doing is part of our ability to conquer a fear or a challenge, and every single challenge we conquer is a step towards a better version of ourselves. Thank you guys so much for watching one of my first YouTube videos ever. I put a lot of effort, but also I know I'm improving every single video, so I really appreciate your feedback on how I can do better and what kind of content to make. And let me know what you guys think as well. Follow me on social media, and I love to connect personally one-on-one. I hope this year is one filled with a lot of personal transformation, development, and even things that you've never thought about before. That you're able to open up your mind and become the person that you've always wanted to be. And you're able to shift the way that you see about yourself and the way you see the world as well. And that's also what I'm here to help you guys do. So take care. I'll see you next time. Bye.